Hi guys, it's Charlotte and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a video where I am answering the question, does custom code affect Squarespace SEO? Does custom code affect Squarespace SEO? AKA, if you are using custom code on your Squarespace website, will it have an effect on SEO? And if so, what is that impact and what should you be concerned about? And the simple answer to that is yes. Using custom code on your Squarespace website can have an impact on SEO. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. I'm going to explain sort of what the things are that you might want to consider, how you can improve it, what you need to know about custom code and SEO, all that sort of thing. So that's what we're talking about today. And if you haven't already, I want to let you know that I have a video up that I'm linking to above that's all about 3 ways you can add or insert custom code into your Squarespace website. So if you are interested in that, make sure you check out that video and then come back and join us here, okay? So when it comes to custom code on your Squarespace website, the biggest thing that we think about with SEO is how that custom code can affect the page load speed. Okay, so page load speed is a really big factor for SEO because if your website is slow to load, whether it's the website as a whole or a particular page or blog post or whatever on your Squarespace website, then in Google's eyes, they're like, oh, that's bad from a user experience point of view. And it means that it's not actually the best content or the most valuable content to someone who's doing an online search because the page you have to wait to load it. And they're like, that's not good, right? So when it comes to custom code on our Squarespace website, this is one of the biggest reasons why people are like, I've heard it affects SEO, and it's all about the page load speed, okay? So when it comes to that, I want to preface this by saying that in most cases, when you're using custom code on a kind of normal sized Squarespace website, you probably aren't going to be using enough custom code to really affect the page load speed. However, in this case, we're talking about, websites that are much bigger or more developed that are using a lot of custom code, whether it's in like the site-wide code injection, a page header code injection, a code block, embed block, markdown block, whatever. So this is what I'm going to be kind of showing you today, as well as going through a few ways that you can improve that code so that your site can load faster and it has a better effect on SEO. So I am going to share my screen here. Let's just see. Excellent. Okay, so you see my screen. Before we dive into this, I want to mention that I have a Squarespace SEO checklist. It's totally free. It's a 1-page download. I've linked to it down below in the video description. So I really recommend you grab a copy of this. If you're interested in Squarespace SEO at all, then you probably want to take a look at this. It covers kind of like all the basics that you're going to need. It's been downloaded by literally thousands of people. So trust that you want to grab a copy of this, okay? So now let's get into some of the factors with code injections and how they can affect Squarespace SEO, okay? So one of the first places that I want to start is with the site-wide code injections. So here, once you're like logged into the back end of your Squarespace website, you're going to go to settings, okay? And then scroll down to where it says advanced. And then you'll see here that there's a code injection section. And pretty much what I want you to do is like remove any old code or unnecessary code. You can kind of clean it up if, like these are pretty small bits of code that I have here on my site, but you might notice that they're just really lengthy, unnecessary bits of code. And if you're like, oh, hey, I don't actually use MailChimp anymore or something, then you could just go ahead and like delete this entirely. So this is something I want you to do on a like site-wide basis, okay? For the site-wide code injection. Same thing is going to happen as well with, oh my God, sorry, I just completely lost my, I lost my train of thought there. The same thing too is talking about page header site injections, okay? So you can go to any of the page on your Squarespace website. So, whoops, I'm just a little slow here. We go, so let's just pull up this like demo page that I have, and you can open up the gear icon, which opens up the page settings. And then if you go to the advanced field, this is where you can add the bit of custom code to the page header code injection. So same thing here too. If you have any like pages that you don't need custom code on anymore, or even if the page itself is no longer something that you're using, then I suggest either deleting the code or deleting the page entirely so that you're not slowing down your website with unnecessary code. So do that. And then same thing too goes for any code bits that you're embedding directly into a page. So, you know, here's just a basic demo page. You can see what I've got here. This is a code block, but you know, you might have also added code using a markdown block or an embed block. So any of those things, if you notice that you're using code unnecessarily, or it's redundant, or it's like really slowing down your page, you might want to remove it. And if you want to test this out and be like, oh, is this actually affecting the page speed? You can just go and like copy this code. Let's see, remove the code block and just hold it using like any kind of online text editor, you know, so you can use like, yeah, like newtextdocument.com, anything like that, right? This is just a basic way to hold the code, you know, and save it while you're testing out that page speed by removing like a code block or something. So I'm just going to click save to end that. Stop share. Good. Okay. So back. Hello. Those are different ways that you can understand now how adding custom code to your Squarespace website might affect SEO. And basically the gist of it is that probably the biggest thing we're concerned about is page load speed. So again, whether we're talking about CSS, HTML, Markdown, JavaScript, iframes, you know, there's lots of different ways that you can be adding this custom code to your site, but I want you to think about what kind of impact that's having, how it can be affecting SEO, and whether you realize, oh, I don't actually need that code. Now you can go back, test it, remove it, and then that will hopefully optimize your site so that it not only is faster to load, but then in Google's eyes, the next time they crawl and index the content, they're like, oh, it's better now. Now we can value it higher and hopefully show you up higher in search results. So make sure that you guys grab a copy of the Squarespace SEO checklist. Again, remember I linked to that down below. And if you want to learn more about adding custom code blocks, inserting it to your site, make sure that you watch the video that I linked to up above. And I have lots more content here on my YouTube channel or over on my website, charlotteohara.ca, all about Squarespace SEO and web design and development, growing your site and your online business. So take a look at that. You can watch the video tutorials, read the blog posts, download the free guides and workbooks and resources. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can like it. Leave me a comment down below letting me know that you watched it and found it helpful. You can subscribe to my channel too, and there's lots more videos coming. And I'm always here to help you, and I really want the best for you as you're growing your site. So take a look, binge, reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will see you again soon. Bye, guys.